Summer happens at Speedway because everything you need for summer happens at Speedway. Like drinks. Drinks happen. The freshly brewed drink, the splashed over ice drink, the wake you up drink, the cool you off drink, the make your brain hurt for a minute drink. All poured however you want them, whenever you want them, all summer long. So on every hot day, you have something cold to sip. Speedway, summer happens here. And now, get any size fountain or Speedy Freeze for just 99 cents. Excludes maximum.
So, yeah, they're banging in the pool. There's a fucking orgy going on in the pool. Gotta clean the pool.
Yeah. If the movie has any redeeming quality whatsoever, it's his fucking role. Crapulé.
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 This whole story is crapulé.
Welcome back, Sucksters, to episode 16. I'm your host, James, and with always my partner in crime, the other guy with the shit shovel, my boy Chris. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? Doing good. Looking forward to reviewing this monstrous piece of shit.
I'm not. Oh God!
I mean,
not.
it's not going to take long because there
No.
wasn't a lot that happened in this film, and it was really boring. But we'll get into that later. But doing good,
Returning
man.
to
Doing
true
good.
what the suck fashion. We've gone back
Yeah.
to streaming like we're gonna do. We're gonna pick that back up full time in season 4. We
Yeah,
kicked
looking
that
forward
off,
to it.
but yeah, we ran into some long, painful ones this season, and we're not gonna do that no more. But we
No.
are glad to have you back. Let me just remind everybody real quick, we do have a YouTube channel. If you could go to YouTube, search us up, What the Suck Podcast. If you could subscribe for me, like it, give us some reviews if you like. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/what the suck. If you'd like to support the show, very cheap. And we do have a lot of extra good content in there from some of the tomfoolery that goes on behind the scenes here.
Yes. We're going to have more once the season ends. We're going to add some exclusive stuff on there, so just keep an eye out on that. I do also want to say that the YouTube right now only has season 1 and season 2. But
Yes.
once we are done with season 3, which will be in a couple episodes, I will begin adding all those onto YouTube. So all 3 seasons will be on there after this season is over.
Fantastically. Yeah, after this one, I almost wanted to quit and call it a season, but you know what? I'm going to tough it out. We're going to pick 2 more movies after this, knock those out, and we're going to wrap the season, get a breath, new music, new whatever. Who knows?
We got to try and go out on a high note. This is not a high note, so we cannot end with this one at all. No,
Just not.
No.
But it is true to what the suck fashion. I mean, I have to admit that.
So why don't you tell them all about this piece of shit?
Oh, it will be my glorious pleasure, sir, to introduce this garbage to the public. We are going to review the 2019. This is the problem. We went too far. We went too recent. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Everything recent just basically blows.
Yep.
But, that's part of what we do here. 2019's Nicole. It simply says Nicole.
Just Nicole.
That's it. And the synopsis is all it says, and I'm not joking. This is a date gone wrong.
That's all it says.
Even that's literally all it says. It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't lead in. And I will warn everybody in advance watching this movie that you will have to do a lot of detective work on your own, a lot of mind searching, and a lot of thinking. I don't like movies that make me think. I just want titties. I want death. I want blood. And I want monsters.
Yeah. None of this shit. None of this thinking shit.
None of this.
This ain't a thinking man's podcast.
Let's figure this out here. Let's see if we can devise what this plan is. And blah, blah. No, screw that shit. All right. Anyway, it's like I said, 2019. It is directed by James Schroeder. It is written by Daniel Peterson and James Schroeder, and it doesn't have any freaking production list. We've got a cast. I don't even know how they got this many people. It shows like 50 people in the cast, but you only see like 5 the
Yeah.
whole time, and some of it's
Mhm.
flashback shit, and we'll get to that. But it does star Tamika Shannon, who is quite an attractive young lady. Stephen Wesley Green, who in this movie was highly annoying, so it was well acted, and a Keyshawn Busey. It looks like. Speaking of Busey, we could use our boy Gary in this one.
Gary, yeah.
A Trey Lockhart, Madeline Brumby, Nigel Brunea, and a whole host of other nobodies. This thing to me, right off the bat, I'm just going to say, felt like a junior high VHS class project kind of video with
Well, I wouldn't say
with
VHS.
well, it in strange fashion, although I love his movies, I love his style, it had a Kevin Smith early years feel to it, kind of to me.
Wait, you mean
Because
because it's in black and
yes,
white?
it is in black and white, and there's a lot of silence. There's a
Mm.
lot of silent acting and stuff like that. Not a lot of dialogue at the first, so it kind of made me think of that. Now, that being said, let's get into. You know what? Let's just dive into it, man. What do you say?
Let's dive into it. Okay, let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be getting into any trouble tonight now.
I have a date. Technically, it's our first date.
We went out, had a good time.
Miss me? Had drinks that I bought. We come back to your place.
Nicole, you all right?
What do you do for fun? Is this turning you on? Baby.
Maybe this is turning me on.
So
Really?
what you get in the trailer sounds like
It's the
an
most-
interesting movie. You
That's
get
the most
none-
interesting part of the whole fucking
Yeah.
thing.
You
That's
get none of that in the
straight
movie.
up.
None of
Straight
that.
up, dude. And I did forget to cover the Rotten Tomatoes, but why? It's a the Rotten Tomato score is 404 not found.
Dude, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
That's what it says. Sorry, please try again later. No, thank you. I don't think I will. All right. Well, let's get rolling with this thing. It starts out deceptively promising because you want to give these things a chance. So the first thing it shows is our lead character Nicole standing there with blood splattered face and blood all over her shirt, staring down at something, but you don't see it. And you're like, okay. So we got some backstory to go here. And then the next thing we get, in my opinion, is the best part of the damn movie to me,
Mm-hmm.
or should I say the least aggravating, is Miss Nicole jogging in a cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, that's cool. Now, this young lady is very attractive,
Okay.
So yeah, and and there was no RTs, but there were some high beams, some little rescue high beams. I guess that's about as close as we get.
It was cold when she was running.
And then we get a very badass little quick scene in the startup of a old style, what do they call the 8mm projector,
Projectors, yeah.
which I absolutely love. I love 8mm, so that was nostalgic. And you're watching all these family films. They're showing Christmas, they're showing all this stuff, and then we get a flashback to her bedroom. She's painting and she's doing this weird art. So obviously, she is an artiste. At least she thinks she is. And then we get
let's let them know that so this movie has two, I don't say two storylines, but it has two things going on. So anytime the movie is in current time, it's in black and white.
Yes.
Anytime it's in a flashback or she's thinking back about something,
she uses the force. She uses the force, and all of a sudden, whammo, we've got color.
Yeah.
But
why I don't know.
Who knows?
I mean, it's an artistic reason. I'm sure it doesn't help it any.
Yeah.
It doesn't help. There's easier ways to separate current from flashback other than using black and white. Black and white doesn't automatically make your movie artistic. You know.
No, not in
And
this case.
yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up because normally when people use black and white, I think Memento did that. Did it in a much better way. So yeah. Anyway, go on. I just wanted to bring that up.
That's okay. And thing is, this movie, even though it was short and slightly what you call artistic, because I
Hmm.
did read some of the reviews on it and stuff like
Yeah.
that, just to see what generally other people thought of it and stuff. And it was
Hmm.
actually rather highly regarded and actually won a couple of awards at some film festivals for cinematography and things like that because it was artistically shot. But
Yeah, I
this,
can see the cinematography because that's why I disagree with your VHS comment because the they used a high quality HD camera and it looks great. It's one of the
yeah,
better shot films that we've watched in any season because everything's clear and it's crisp, and it's shot very well. The angles are shot well. Some of the static shots are kind of boring. Some of the scenes played out a little long, but
I
otherwise
don't
it's a
I
very
don't
pretty
give
film.
I don't give a barrel of monkey nuts. Fool, this movie
Well,
sucked.
it does. I'm not saying it doesn't. It still sucks.
No,
I'm just
you're right.
trying to. That's the only thing it has going for it.
Yes, it does. But then it starts to start this little bit.
Exactly.
That's got to stay in.
Everything's staying there. We don't cut any of this shit.
We don't.
This
Yeah,
ain't
pretty
safe
much
here.
our episodes are unedited anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
That's right.
So we get to establish our character here, and we get kind of a premise of what kind of person she is. We see two bottles of drugs on a table. There's shit, what, 4/5 empty bottle of booze, and it's just like a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
booze, and naturally a cell phone, and she's passed the fuck out. But of course, her hair's perfect. She's in the bed sleeping. So she jumps up out of bed, she gets ready, and she's on her way to work, and she's drinking. So obviously, this woman got a problem. She's on there, and she
Oh
goes
yeah.
to work. Typical work zombie, cube rat, you know, annoying fucking coworkers, you name it, all the typical shit. And so after an entire meaningless work day, I mean, literally nothing happens. She's just there. She's talking to some of her coworkers, and this one really nice guy always wants to go out with her. She ignores his ass, but nothing happens. She goes fucking home, goes back fucking home, and she gets into her shit, and she pulls a knife out of her purse and stuff, and you're like, okay, something's wrong with this bitch, first of all, and because she's
Right.
just, nothing's explained. She's taking
Mm-hmm.
selfies, she's drinking booze, and then she has this flashback, like you said, when she thinks back, everything turns to color. So she does the thinking thing, which I basically say, well, she uses the fucking force, and she starts to imagine. She's got three plates at her table. Let's do that. Let's set the stage for her psychosis.
Right.
She's imagining basically that her parents are with her the whole time. So she starts to think real hard. It turns color, and then they're sitting there. Now, what I started to surmise from this was that her parents were dead, of course, because she
Obviously.
was
Yep.
looking at two tombstones at the beginning of the movie. So we're like, okay, they're
Mm-hmm.
fucking dead.
Mm-hmm.
But, but after some careful what do you want to call it, summation,
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
I came to the conclusion this bitch killed her fucking parents
Yeah,
because it
that's what I'm
shows
thinking
her.
too.
Yeah, because it shows her cutting a cake and a knife, and she has this funky look on her face, and then it shows her standing in front of graves again. Okay, well said. She's nuts. She's fucking crazy. All right, so what we now get, let's just go ahead and jump to it. She goes, she accepts a date from this clown from work,
Mm-hmm.
and and he's a typical playboy type.
No,
He's,
he's not from work. He's not from work.
where the
She
fuck's he come from?
they
See,
met
that's what
on
I'm telling you about. This,
a
this,
dating
this,
app. You missed
a
it. They met on a
dating app.
dating app.
Oh shit. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did miss it, but you know why I missed
because
it? I was probably
why?
fucking asleep.
Yeah, because he actually is a cop. He doesn't work with her.
That's
She
right.
works some desk job, and he's a cop.
That's right. That's right. He 5'0".
Hmm.
So what you do is when you get to meet him, this is a very good point. Thank you, Chris. Keeping me on point here, brother.
That's right.
Um, she's actually talking to him on the phone. They connect to
Hmm.
the app. You're right. And while he's actually setting a date with her, he's looking at some other bitch he's got passed out that he done doped up, so,
Well,
but,
while he's talking to her, he's getting ready to snort some coke, and he snorts coke.
yes, he
Then,
does.
when he hangs up with her, he goes into another bedroom, and he's got some hoe passed out that he banged that before.
Yep.
He drugged, date raped, basically, and
Yep.
kicks her out. So he's already a class act all around.
Okay, that is exactly right. Now, they have a sequence. She gets ready for the date. Great. And we get to it. Like I said, this movie's only an hour and 15 minutes long, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily we get right to it. They meet up at a bar and start talking, and she's obviously very clever. I'm just going to cut to the chase. I'm not going to drag this out. She's very clever. You know, he thinks he's setting her up, but the whole time she is setting his ass up because the bitch crazy. All right. So what happens is he tries to roofie her fucking drink.
Mm-hmm. Because he's
And
class act.
oh yeah. And so she knows all the tricks. She comes back. She refuses the drink, which is cool. He gets mad. He's like, I paid for this shit and blah, blah, blah and all that. He's like 15, I buy all these drinks and stuff. We meet and all this and what I want to get something. God damn it. So
Lovely. Yeah.
yeah, that kind of attitude. So
Mm-hmm.
they go for a walk. They head out of the bar. They go for a walk together, and
Mm-hmm.
they go to another establishment with live music, which he buys more drinks. She gets bored easily, and he's like, "Well, let's just go on back." So what he does, he walks her back to her place, and she offers to cook him dinner. I'm like, "Okay, that's cool. No big
Yeah.
deal." So she
Mm-hmm.
does the dinner thing. Okay, and after dinner, of course, they go sit on the couch talk, and he tries every cheesy, stupid, fucking dating line in the book to try to seduce her and get some. She finally loses it and just fucking and I love it, because he needed to shut the fuck up. So she knifes his ass. she and this is it. So at about 43:49, we get our one and only on-screen kill. So if you want to hit the button, you can.
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot
mean,
about that because
some
I
something's got
forgot
to
it's death
spice
in
it.
this movie.
That's okay. Got to spice it up a little bit. Go ahead and hit it.
Kill one.
And that is all you're
That's
gonna
all you
get.
get. Yep.
So she knifes this fool, leaves him out cold. So instead of doing anything with him right off the bat, she decides she's going to Home Depot. And
Smart, real smart.
she's real smart. She goes in there. There's this goth chick in there that's pretty good looking, sitting there looking at her like she's crazy. She goes in there and gets an axe. She buys hacksaws, all kinds of shit. And I'm like, if you're going to plan a murder, have the shit on hand already. Don't go out in public and buy a bunch of shit
She didn't
at,
plan a murder though.
2 o'clock in the morning. Sure, she
She
did.
No, she didn't. That was
This
all
murder was
sporadic, man.
intentional. It was sporadic, but that bitch was dead
It
set
was
on
it was
killing a motherfucker.
She
Was
only
dead
killed him
set on.
after he tried to rape her. That's when she killed him.
Yeah, well, he tried to
She
get
was not,
handsy.
because she didn't even want to go on the date. She tried to get out of the date earlier, but then he insisted, so she went. And matter of fact, if you remember, he ended up showing up at the restaurant, and he called her because she was like 15 minutes late because she was sleeping on the couch. So
Bitch, where are you?
it wasn't planned. But I will say that she got lucky that she got the cashier at the store that was sympathetic and didn't care that she was buying all this obvious shit for murder.
So bad date tonight. Yeah, here,
Yeah.
gonna chop them up with this. Here's some industrial strength garbage bags. Here's this. Here's that. Now,
Yeah.
on to the stupid part.
Wait,
Okay,
that wasn't the stupid part. All that was it was stupid.
no.
The whole
No,
thing
no,
is
no.
stupid.
I know it is, but I'm saying that was the boring shit. Now
Yeah.
we get into the stupid shit. Okay,
Oh man.
even the kill was boring.
Yeah.
I mean, the kill was boring too. I mean, yeah, he just went down. There was a little blood splatter and stuff like that. But in the middle, she brings all this shit home and she starts to work on his ass. She starts cutting his feet off and cutting his hands off because she's gonna slice and dice him so she can carry him the fuck out of there, right?
Mm-hmm.
This dumb ass starts talking to her. She starts having this hallucination of this motherfucker talking to her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's royally stupid.
It is very stupid.
I mean, it kind of made me laugh, but yeah, like I
I mean,
said, this. Oh, God
it goes to
Almighty!
her psychosis and her rampant alcoholism, but it's still stupid as shit.
But she's sitting there holding a conversation with a motherfucker she hacking up. So
Hmm.
that's the general gist of about the last 10 minutes of the movie. So he's
Yeah.
talking all this shit. So she gets sick of hearing it, and she finally cuts his fucking head off.
Hmm.
But that don't shut his ass up.
Nope.
Now his head is sitting there talking shit,
Yep.
and he's like, "I'm a cop. They gonna get you. They're gonna catch you. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that." So she finally takes a drill bit. Yeah, whatchamacallit, one of these damn
Oh, a chisel.
chisels. Yeah,
Yeah.
chisel and a hammer, and she drives it down in his mouth and cuts his tongue out and busts his teeth out and stuff to try to shut him up. That don't work. So she says, "You know what? The hell with it," and smashes his fucking head. She starts stomping on it and smashing it, and then she's got everything wrapped up. Oh, I digress.
Hmm.
She wraps all the parts up. She does get him chopped up, and she gets him in bags. She gets her carpet out of there. The head is inside the fucking garbage bag, wrapped up, and all you hear is, "Oh, hey, bitch, motherfucker," you hear
Oh
him
yeah.
mumbling there. So then she stomps on his freaking head to shut him up. She finally kills him, takes his ass out to the fucking lake, and in the middle of the night, got him in loads his parts in the back of a car, and takes him out and simply dumps his ass in the fucking lake. She
Hmm.
does. She dumps his ass in the lake. She gets all dressed up and it's real pretty next morning. And then Soldier Boy here comes, this pretty boy, um, with the pretty dreads and the pretty blue shirt, all nicely dressed,
That's her
comes in there.
coworker. Yeah, that's her coworker.
Yeah, the one that she kind of likes, and
Hmm.
asks her out on a date, and she accepts. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And nothing.
That's it.
Absolutely nothing. After that,
That's it.
it's absolutely nothing. Shows him in the bathroom talking a little bit. I got a date and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. And then it shows one last time, which is where I devised the fact that she killed her parents finally, but it took till a minute 9 before I saw it. She has one more flashback. She's sitting at the dinner table with her dead parents, and Officer Fuckhead finally
Yeah.
pulls up a tray and sits down next to her. So they all sitting at the table. So apparently, she has dinner with her murder victim's ghosts.
She's very haunted by the people she kills, apparently. Yeah. But she
And
seems to like it.
that,
She's okay with it.
yeah. And she seemed to be fine with it. And shows her jogging
Hmm.
again, back out in the park, visiting her parents. Movie over.
That's it.
Literally, folks, that is freaking it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to rate this shit. Uh, Now, normally I would give something like this 6 turds because, in my opinion, it had really very little horror value. But the fact that there was at least one on screen kill, there was
Right.
blood splatters, and she did chop him up.
Hmm.
Uh, this is a one and done kind of movie for me.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones you're gonna. Oh my god!
If you even want to.
If you want to. But
Yeah.
yeah, we recommend it. If we don't give you a 6 turd, we want you to watch it at least once and
Yeah.
experience our pain because we did it. Y'all can do it. But it's okay if you don't want to. But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I'm just gonna go straight to it. The acting was, from her wasn't that bad because she kind of put on a good little act, for a psychotic. She
Hmm.
wasn't cheesy. It wasn't badly acted. But everything else about the movie was whack. The visuals were eh. Everybody was bragging on that, but there was no real story. There was there's no lead in. You have no idea what any of this shit is. The parents, all that stuff, none of that stuff's explained.
Hmm.
Uh, Generally aggravating. And then chopping the dude up and he's sitting there talking was more of a comedy than it was horror. But I just can't give this movie much love. I'm going 5 fucking turds. Period.
Okay.
Because to me, this is like I said, it's a one and done, folks. Watch
Yeah.
it, drink while you're watching it. If you want to play a drinking game, fine, but I don't even know how you would apply a drinking game to this movie.
There's no
Yeah,
way.
and there's no way. So, and then either that or just, watch it and then hit a big blunt full of skunk and,
You need to be high before you watch the movie in order to enjoy it.
Yep. Well, what did you think, brother?
Yeah, same thing. 5. It was. It's worth watching once. That's about it.
He's a man of few
There's
words, folks.
yeah. There's nothing. You've already mentioned everything that needs to be mentioned about the movie. I agree with you 100% on this one because there wasn't a lot to it, and there's not a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, if you like your horror movies, not so much horror, more drama or suspense or thriller, and you like your movies to have, I guess, a deeper meaning or a message, then this is for you. If you like your horrors, like we like our horrors, then this is not for you.
This is absolutely that is an excellent that
Exactly,
is
just
an
like you said.
excellent explanation, sir.
Hmm.
This is not our type of horror movie,
No,
and if it even qualifies as horror movie, which it
yeah,
barely does.
barely does. Yeah,
To me, it's like college project. One of those.
yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
It's class project here. That's what that is. So I would give this fella a D.
Yeah, D plus. He
I,
barely
I
passes.
I would pass him to get him the fuck out my class.
Yep. He'll have a great career as a YouTube filmmaker.
Yes, he will.
I do want to say real quick though, just to let everybody know that one of the things that James and I are gonna be doing for our Patreon in between during the break is we are going to be watching and reviewing the entire Conjuring universe series. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
All 3 Conjurings, the 3 Annabelles, the Nun, the Curse of La Llorona. So we're gonna watch them in chronological order, not release
Yes.
order, and then review them, and that'll be up on Patreon. So, head over to
Yep.
Patreon and subscribe so you can check those out because they're Patreon only exclusives.
Now, real quick, the levels are, of course, $1, which is what you would call killed in the first scene, which means you don't
Hmm.
last long. But that's access to like bloopers and stuff. It's very limited.
Hmm.
Ad-free episodes are on the $5 level, and that's also access to more intense content like our bloopers and some of our reviews and stuff like that. And then there's the $10 level, which is the all-in, and that gives you everything.
Yeah, but not $10 a month. That's nothing.
No, it's not. And because of coronavirus, like I said, it kind of screwed us up this season because we were going to do some live stream reviews
Hmm.
and movie watching events. We will do those in season 4. We'll get back on track.
Yeah,
We're going to have some fun. We're actually going to try to do a couple of remotes. We're going to go with our friend Joe and go over there his whiskey his what do they call it, ah the wild room, whatever he calls that
I
thing.
have no idea. Yeah, I have no
Wildcat,
idea.
the
It's
Wildcat
been a while.
Lounge.
Yeah, it's
The
been a while.
Wildcat Lounge. But yeah, we're going to get with our boy Joe again and try to do maybe a live broadcast from there, maybe around Halloween, and get some folks, get a live studio audience, and have a little fun with that, things of that nature. So,
Well, I'm going to cut that out. Let's not bring that up until we actually have, because that's so far
okay,
away, and we don't know what Joe's going to be doing. He might not want to do it. He may change his mind.
we got you.
But yeah. So let's go ahead and cut that part. We'll announce that as we get closer
Okay.
to actually finalizing the deal on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right, man. I guess that's it.
That's it for this
Not
time.
much
Yeah,
else to
but
say. Yep. We'll get
mhm,
we'll get on some of them new episodes. We got like 2 more episodes coming for this season. We hope to
that's
catch
all
you
right.
here. Uh I'm like, I've had
Like,
this was mind numbing. So,
it was. It
yeah.
really was.
Any last words, my good man?
Not much, man. I'm looking forward to the last 2 episodes and to see because we haven't picked movies yet, so it's gonna be a surprise. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. But until next time, this is Chris, and I'll see y'all at the next shit fest.
Yeah, and this is James, and if it ain't on What the Suck, it ain't shit.
Looking for a brew unique to you? Find it at Kroger. Discover distinctly different chameleon organic ground coffee with flavors like Guatemala and Dark and Handsome. They're so organic, so sustainable, and so good. Visit Kroger today to get yours.
Want to hear some inside scoop? If your kids are as ready to go back to school as mine are, you gotta check out Kohl's. I got my daughters the cutest sew tops for under $18, JanSport backpacks for 25% off, and 30% off Levi's jeans for me. I even saved an extra 15% and picked up Kohl's cash. So yeah, not sure who's more excited right now, me or the girls. Select styles, 15% off ends August 15th. Levi's coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store Kohl's.com for details.